When we hear the word God, many think of ancient myths or modern religions filled with rituals and prayers. But the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they had a different vision. They saw God not as a distant being sitting above the clouds, but as the very soul of the universe itself. 1. God as Logos, the rational soul of the universe. For the Stoics, the universe wasn't random. It was ordered, intelligent, alive. They called this divine force the Logos, meaning reason, order, and structure. God wasn't a king handing out favors. God was the law itself, the deep rationality binding stars, rivers, trees, and human hearts together. All things are interconnected by a sacred bond, said Marcus Aurelius. To live well, they taught, was to live in harmony with this divine order, not fighting nature, but flowing with it. The Logos wasn't something you prayed to. It was something you lived through. Every breath, every choice, every thought. 2. Fate, not blind doom, but cosmic reason. When the Stoics spoke of fate, they didn't mean blind bad luck. They meant the rational unfolding of events, set in motion by causes that stretch back beyond time itself. Imagine a seed falling into rich soil. Rain comes, the sun shines, a tree grows. That is fate, a logical sequence of cause and effect. Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." In other words, the river of life flows with or without your consent. You can ride its currents with grace, or be battered against the rocks by your resistance. 3. Human freedom within cosmic fate. Yet even within this grand design, the Stoics insisted, you are free, free to choose your thoughts, free to choose your responses, free to cultivate virtue, courage, justice, wisdom, and discipline. You cannot stop the seasons, you cannot command the winds, but you can govern the kingdom within your soul. Epictetus said, freedom is not achieved by satisfying desire, but by eliminating desire. 4. The archer and the target. Stoic metaphor. One of the clearest Stoic metaphors is the story of the archer. Imagine an archer drawing their bow carefully, taking aim at a distant target. They control their stance, their breath, their aim. But once the arrow leaves their hands, the outcome is not fully theirs. A gust of wind, a sudden movement. Any number of fateful things can alter the arrow's flight. The archer's job is not to guarantee a bullseye. Their job is to do their best, with focus and excellence. And then, whatever happens, accept it gracefully. 5. Modern relevance. Stoicism and science. Today, modern science speaks a language the Stoics would recognize, a universe governed by laws of physics, probability, cause, and effect. We are part of this grand system, from the firing of neurons in our brains to the spinning of distant galaxies. But just like the Stoics taught, within these laws, we still have choices. We cannot escape reality, but we can choose how honorably we meet it. Ix, living stoically. Faith in action. To be stoic about fate and God isn't to be passive. It's to be active, but humble. We work, we strive, we dream, but we trust the outcome to the deeper wisdom of the universe. We fight for justice, but accept injustice if it comes. We prepare for success, but endure failure if fate wills it. The Stoic way is to trust the Logos, the sacred order, even when it's hard to see. There is a greater intelligence at work in the universe. Call it nature, call it God, call it fate. The Stoics remind us, we are tiny parts of an infinite whole. and our greatest task is to live our brief moment here with wisdom, dignity, and peace.